people, which is always gets missed out in all of the perfect images that we see in a lot of these buildings. It's the locality that really gives character to the place. So I'm based at the University of Liverpool. We have a research group, it's called INTBAU. So we try to connect the history of the Arabia, the Maghreb and India under the general research ethos of building communities through a traditional architecture. Just to give you a bit of background before I go in. So personally, in 2012, I was actually sent to the city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia to collect data and archive the last remaining remnants of the historic mosque around the Kaaba. So I'm not sure, well, I'm sure many of you will know already. So you have the Kaaba in the center, and then you have what used to be called the Ottoman Riwaks that surround the Kaaba. So this is the first line of buildings around the Kaaba, and I was actually based inside the city for just over 3 years, where I compiled, documented what was to be saved. In the end, not much of it was saved, but it was an uphill struggle, and so the Turkish group, the contractor that worked there, had to rebuild the Riwaks using the historic material. So what you're seeing on the right is a rebuild. It's a completely new building made up of a kind of mix match of the original material with the new material. So this is my research. I could talk about this, but I think I'll focus more on the work of INTBAU. But this is my work and my thesis at the moment at the University of Liverpool. And perhaps in the future, I'm hoping it can become a publication and something that you'll all read about. So, moving on. This is our team at the Liverpool University. We're a broad mix of architects, archaeologists and researchers. We're led by Dr. Sherman at the top left. He's also the head of the School of Architecture. So we have a great lead on it, that he's there in person. And Dr. Jamila and Dr. Ata, also our senior staff members. So we have a good collective pool of people working there together. So moving on, I just want to take you through a project that, well, this is just to give you an overview of the different kind of areas we work in and we try to bring together. So we're not confined to one particular region. We kind of work within what the parameters of INTBAU is promoting, and we kind of make a collective. I'll just wait for that. So we just make a collective of archive and data, which we are then compiling into a larger form of metadata, which we then give back to open source access, which is what we're doing. So this is just an overview of some of the projects we are working on, and again, the skills and expertise that we've developed since the last 6-7 years have kind of really spread throughout the world, and we're hoping to grow some of these activities. So this particular project I'm talking about today is based in Oman, and it was actually a master plan project and redeveloping a local community, and I'll just quickly take you through some of the work that we did over there. So it was about empowering communities and changing the existing practice of what was taking place there. So this is the kind of the landscaping and the environment that we worked with. We started working in 2014. It was based on really understanding the locality, what makes this heritage important to people, and what are the environmental factors that we can work with. But also something that's very important is we have to work with local stakeholders, so people are really interested in developing the site as well. So it's not a perfect conservation approach, but it's also a balance between what can be acceptable by working with the local government and the local stakeholder. So this is just focusing some of the slides on the kind of things that we looked into, collaborated with the local people. It's really about how can we develop heritage, foster tourism, try to create a network of pedestrianization through these heritage villages, and So yeah, so this has been an ongoing effort, right, from 2013, 2014, all the way through to it's recently been completed. So just a general overview of the kind of master planning and programming of works. And we mentioned mobility. The site terrain that we're working on was very difficult to access, and it's quite a rural settlement. So to get exposure to this was also a challenge. And this is just some of the design slides that I won't go into detail. But we did focus on open passages, courtyards and walk-through areas. Again, working with the local people, creating economic impact, making ourselves viable to the banks. We also had the HRH, the Prince of Wales visit, which bolstered our work over there. We had workshops taking place with locals to educate them and show them, what can be done to revitalize the spirit of building and really getting them to feel inclusive in the design process. In some of the slides, which I don't have, we had children drawing and showing us which things they liked, which things they didn't like. So this was also the locality of things. I had a video, but I won't go into that now. So this was just about our conservation approach, the kind of materials, methods, and so on we used. And just to go quickly through, so this was the before and after. Before, what we faced were ruins, community that had really left this heritage village, and after, we had kind of worked with some of the parameters that they're used to and redeveloped these areas. So again, before and after. And that's the final shot of one of the heritage villages. Okay, thank you very much.